Hey everybody, James Shepard here with another edition of the Merchant Sales Insight, talking to you today about selling point of sale systems to restaurants. Now, I just did a live event yesterday with Lavu POS, which is the sponsor of this edition, and we're going to have that replay up. I actually don't know if I've ever had a live event where we had as many people attend and as many people show an interest after the event to sign up for the free training program. And we already have, I looked at it this morning. I think we've had like something like 1,000 lessons have been completed already today of people that are watching the videos and things like that. So it's a really fantastic program. But I want to talk to you first about this situation that we face right now when as selling restaurant point of sale. So there are three things that Toast has done that that has really set them apart, really, that's allowed them to just become really successful and get this place in the market. Okay. So what are these things? Here you go. You ready? So number one is technology. They provided great technology, and there's no doubt that restaurant owners understand that they need to upgrade their legacy point of sale system, their technology, right? That's been proven. They know that they need table side ordering. They know they need their servers to have handheld devices to reduce table turns. They know that they need the kitchen display. They know that they need integration with curbside pickup and delivery apps, and you know what I mean, on and on. Loyalty. I could go down the list, right? So they're very aware they need upgraded technology, and Toast has offered that technology. Well, so have other companies, right? I mean, when you look at most lists, Capterra, other online lists that rank, I mean, you're going to see Lavu usually at either the first or second position on these lists. I mean, so Lavu has all that functionality. So that's not, I wouldn't say a huge competitive advantage for Toast. It just, they do offer great technology, right? But so do a lot of other companies, including our sponsor today. Number two is the payment processing. So they've integrated the payment processing. Now, I've talked a lot about this, that this idea that the ISOs say, well, we're going to offer Lavu, we're going to offer these other 5 point of sale solutions. Okay. That's not enough. You can't just offer them. You have to actually partner with these companies and make sure you have a smooth onboarding experience. So what Lavu has done is they are working with ISOs to create that really smooth onboarding experience, but they also have a direct reseller program because they are also a PayFac. So just like with Toast, when the customer has a problem with payment processing or technology, they have one number to call. They call Toast because Toast does the payment processing and the tech. Lavu has the same thing now. They have Lavu, but they also have Lavu Pay, and the agent can go directly to Lavu if their ISO doesn't have that seamless experience, and they can get a really competitive residual split, lifetime vested and all that. So I worked with them a lot on that because I think we all know tech companies kind of have a history of not understanding how the ISO agent world works, and they don't pay that lifetime residual that a lot of us have come to expect. And so I worked with Lavu closely on that to make sure the agent agreement and all of that was what we would consider industry standard, or maybe better than industry standard in our industry. So the payments integration, again, Toast has that. So does Lavu, our sponsor, right? So we're still kind of equal. Okay, number three, this is where it gets interesting, free hardware. Now, it's one thing to offer a free terminal, right? It's quite another thing to offer free hardware to a 3-location, 100,000 a month per location restaurant that needs 7 iPads per location, a kitchen display screen, and 3 printers, for the bar, like that's a little different, right? We're talking about thousands of dollars, in some cases, tens of thousands of dollars. Toast goes in and says, we'll give it to you for free. Why? Because they have recurring kind of hardware as a service model. So they're charging software fees. They're also charging recurring hardware fees, right? So this was a sticky one. I worked very closely with Toast on this, with their CFO. We spent the last 6 months in consulting and trying to figure out how to do this because it's a big risk to send thousands of dollars of hardware to a restaurant that's not processing with you yet, hoping that they're going to install your hardware. So we've worked on this. I think we've got most of the kinks worked out. As they bring it to market now, we'll see how it goes in practice. Obviously, there'll be some iterations and adjustments to it, but they now offer the idea of no cost of the hardware up front because we all know that's the big barrier. I mean, anybody that's been out there trying to sell restaurants, you're competing with Toast. Why don't you sell them? Because the hardware is free up front. There's no upfront cost, right? Restaurants are really strapped for cash right now. The cost of labor is going up. The cost of food's going up. All of these costs are going up. Meanwhile, their revenue is staying the same. and they know they have to get new technology, so they've flocked to Toast. One of the main reasons is because of no upfront cost. So Labu now offers that as well. So the way it works is kind of like there's a Schedule A cost for those who understand the industry. There's a Schedule A cost monthly for the different types of hardware you want to provide, and then you can either eat that cost, right? If you want to, if the account justifies it, you can pass the cost on. You can increase the cost, if you want. So there's different things like that you can do. The final one though, and the one that really differentiates. So it's kind of like so far, it's like, okay, our sponsor Labu, and this will go for other systems as well. It's like, okay, they're on par with Toast, right? Big difference here so far is Labu has lifetime vested residuals for independent agents and ISOs, right? So that's the big difference there. They're the processor as well with a really competitive Schedule A. But how do we actually compete and say we're better than Toast to the merchant? That's where the fourth tactic comes in, which Toast is not promoting right now, which is dual pricing. So by using dual pricing and passing the cost on to the consumer, this is something that I've seen over the last year that Labu has done very successfully, originally with non-cash adjustment, now moving to dual pricing, and it's actually been incredible. The restaurants love it. The restaurants are all about it. And so it's really a fantastic experience for the restaurant. The way it's presented in the point of sale system with the servers handheld especially is really good for the consumer as well. But by implementing dual pricing, we're generating all this extra profit margin that we could then use if we want to offset the cost of hardware and software. So now imagine you're competing with Toast and you're saying, well, our technology is the same, our payment processing integration is the same, but as far as the hardware, software, and payment processing fees, Toast is going to charge you $6,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $3,000 a month, whatever. We're going to charge you zero, nothing. Or maybe the account's not large enough to justify that. There's not enough margin to eat that cost, but you say they're going to charge you, $2,500 for the processing and $1,000 for the hardware software. We are only going to charge you the $1,000 for the hardware and software, or maybe $800, but we're not going to charge you anything for the payment processing fees, because we're going to pass it on, right? So that's the competitive advantage. That's how you get these cash-strapped restaurant owners to say, okay, so I can upgrade my technology to the latest and greatest of everything without any upfront cost, and my monthly expenses are going to be a third, a fourth of what it would be with Toast. That is a competitive advantage. So if you want to learn more about that, I really encourage you to check out my new training course. So I created a 3-hour Lavu POS certification course, talks about this value proposition. I went to a local restaurant with my creative team to shoot a lot of it. Then we came back to my new studio and shot a bunch more. So we've got 3 sections in there. We have one section that's on overall, we look at the hardware, the value proposition, the sales approach, kind of the big picture. Then we dive into the details with 2 additional follow-up modules. One of them goes over the core features of how to build a menu, user management, things like that at a high level. And we actually show you how it works, how to change the settings, how it works on the tablet. So that's pretty cool. Then the last one is the sales process. And I actually give you several different options on the sales process. So that's really cool. You get to see that. So yeah, I'd really encourage you to check it out. Go to lavu.com. So it's LAVU, lavu.com/CC Sales Pro, lavu.com/CC Sales Pro. Check it out. I think you're going to love it. My name is James Shepard. Thank you for watching this edition of the Merchant Sales Insight. As always, if you want to get the full edition, the full audio recording, the printed version, any of that, just head over to ccsalespro.com/insights, and you can click on this edition there and listen to the audiobook version or download the PDF. Thanks so much for taking time to watch this video.